All right, hey guys, Steve here. Wanted to do a quick little recap of the tournament from the Alehouse. I wanted to start off by saying thanks to Juan Carlos and the Filthy Animals Arm Wrestling Club, especially for Juan's first tournament. He did pretty phenomenal job. Um, Reffing was great, really clear announcing. Pretty much, especially for a first tournament, everything was pretty on point. Not really any big complaints. Couple tiny things, which I'll talk to Juan about later, but overall, really solid tournament. Just wanted to start off with a couple matches I had, kind of what I saw, what was going through my head, how things worked out. So let's get started. All right, first match we have up is 190 right-handed, me versus Caleb Franks. I've trained with Caleb before, and for as much as I practice pulled with him, I'm always kind of, I'm still trying to figure him out. He's got a really good center of the table game. Like I feel like I normally do good going straight to the side, but just in setup, he feels really strong in the center of the table. So, see here, I'm trying to load up. Got my feet positioned to go outside, top roll. Sometimes I have really good luck against his wrist, and here I just dump right away. Call an elbow foul on Caleb there. Kind of missed it, but his cup felt pretty good. See, you can tell with my foot position right there, I was thinking about going inside. My strongest move, I feel, is a press, but from the tournament I had with Randall on the 27th, the payday pull, my tendon in my right elbow has been completely smoked. So as much as I want to go inside, I set up to go inside and then I still go to top roll and I'm just completely out of position. Get the slip, go to the straps. I normally feel way better in the straps. Just put the strap on, fast forward some. Once again, I'm just trying to load up, and I did not feel comfortable at all right-handed. We hit. He gets that cup in. I just really not much to say. It was good pulling by Caleb. All right, now we have the left-handed rematch. This is, I believe, the first match of the 190 and under, 160 to 190 left-handed. Instantly, I'm thinking I just got destroyed outside. I can actually pull inside left-handed thanks to that tendon. So got a little grip war going on here, and I'm set up just to go straight inside, and you can see my whole body language is straight to the side. He looks like he's loading up to go outside. Um, Set pretty good there. My left doesn't feel as strong, but I really feel quick in getting that hit when I go inside. So to get a setup here, go and you can see instant cup. I go. You can see I'm starting to turn my body in, hooking down, and this is where Caleb has a pretty good bicep lock. Generally with Caleb, I either get a really quick pin, and if I don't, it turns into a grind, and he's got a good grind. He can grind out real well because he's got a great bicep lock. Now, if you pay attention here, I'm going to slow it down a bit. He starts to pull me down, and you can see at first I start to pull back, which complete new mistake. You're losing something, fighting a losing battle, pulling back. And I realize that, so I'm just a hair from the pin line. I'm starting to pull back. And then I actually focus more on the cup, lean my body back, move that elbow forward, and get a much better defensive hook position going on there. And you can see that my hand rose up quite a bit there. So now I'm an inch or two from the pad. Got a pretty good defensive position going. Trying to regrip a little bit. Keep it going. and then they stop us right there. That's a horrible position, or spot to stop. Rewind that again. Let you watch it full time. Um, I believe what happened there is he was looking away from his body, and in amateurs you can't do that. It's arm break position, but hit down hook, and I have a pretty good cup, and you can see just not enough of his pronation taken away. So he starts turning away. He's not looking at his hand, and this is where they stop the match, which I really wish they would have kept it going a little bit longer because I felt like I had a pretty good hook stop in, defensive hook, but he was also in pretty good position. So skip ahead a little bit because Caleb likes to argue with him about how he felt fine and safe, but it's amateurs. So I mean, now I just feel ready to go. I had a great hit. Um, I went outside, didn't work well. Inside was close with the hook. Now let's just go straight to a press. I just want to go straight down. Once again, you see body's just cutting right through his arm position, and he's positioned to pull right back. I get the hit. He dumps his wrist and get to the slip. You can see a little eye roll there I had because I felt good and he ran away, but is what it is. So we're getting strapped up here. All strapped up, straight down. Slow that down a little bit. So once again, I've got press on my mind. Just press straight down, cup hard, turn him over, press down. Waiting for the go. I had a great hit, just instant cup and down. I get my shoulder right on top of that and just nail that pronator. Executed way better than I normally have in the past there. Next up is right-handed again, amateur. Actually, all these matches are going to be amateur, but rematch for Caleb. Again, right-handed. I thought about not even showing this. It was just I'm very unhappy with this pull here. It was one of those things. He beat me outside right-handed, came back, beat him inside left-handed, left-handed. So I want to go inside right-handed, even though I know with injuries it's not really an option. I'm pretty one-dimensional at this point. I was actually surprised to see Caleb. We had a third guy in the class, Anthony Vargas, who I don't really know much about him. I'll be honest, I didn't think he knows much about arm wrestling, so I just assumed Caleb was going to win, and I was not watching, which I should have been, and Anthony ended up beating him. So that surprised me quite a bit. Makes me feel nervous in the future about going up against Anthony, but so now I'm here kind of thinking ahead. Caleb lost. How did he lose? I want to go inside. I can't. You can see I'm like set up for that press, but my tendon just won't handle it. And I have what I believe is just really weird slip. See, I tried to go inside there and it bounced back to outside because I just can't. Ended up dumping my rise and trying to go for that classic over the top regrip right there. See, I bail and I try to come back over the top and I actually get a decent regrip. And then we just kind of slip out because, well, why would he hold on to that? That's a horrible thing to hold on to. I felt like I had a great regrip there, but get re-strapped up. And once again, same thing. Like you can see all my body position is saying inside, inside. I want to go inside, but I just can't. So it's just this weird thing of having to fight injuries and not being on the same page with myself, really. But all set up there. See, I'm like, you can see I got my foot wrapped around and I'm angled to go to a press, but then I'm all hunched over like I'm gonna pull back. It was sloppy, but I get a great hit. I get pronation, basically take the wrist right away, and honestly, I think I got lucky here. Good learning experience though, making sure that I really just need to practice that setup. So now we have Anthony Vargas, left-handed, under 190. Don't know much about Anthony. Um, all I know is he beat Caleb right-handed, so I know I can't take him lightly. Also, just looking at him, I mean, his arms seem a hell of a lot bigger than mine. He just seems wider in the shoulders, the traps. Just looks like a very intimidating guy. I'm pretty much instantly thinking I hate you, Juan, for having this Class B 190. I fully clothed, everything on, not cutting at all. I hit 180, which means if without cell phone and everything in pocket, I'm basically 176, about 14 pounds under. I confused him a little bit, went to shake his hand, and he thought we were gripping up there. But, you know, it's intimidating when you get up there, all the pressure, everybody watching you. Um, so I'm instantly trying to think of my options here. I'm thinking I've been having good luck inside. I do a couple little micro hits here, with the cup, just seeing how he feels. And with that chest, the shoulders, everything, I was like, this dude feels like a brick house inside. I feel like if I try and press, it's going to be a very bad day for me. So I switch my stance, um, post up. I'm looking at his hand and I'm like, wow, this guy's hands are about the same size, if not smaller than mine. And that takes me by surprise because most guys arm wrestle, their hands are twice the size of mine. It's like, I think I might actually have a shot if I just throw everything straight back and try and attack that wrist and fingers. As soon as they hit go, instant cup, straight back. And even though I almost take the wrist, I got him flattened out, I just can't finish here. Right here, you see I slide my elbow up, press the end. Rewatch that back a little bit slower. The Yeah, I took his wrist, but I didn't get it. I got it flattened, which is pretty good, not all the way back. And even with that, he still had a pretty good hold right there. He had a good stop, dragging back, maintaining decent amount there. But that's when the stop happened. And what I did here is something Johnny Jarrett's been working on me with after a couple hits. When I hit, I slide my elbow back forward, and I didn't do it a whole lot those first couple times, but I try and slide it forward and really focus on that wrist to turn him more up and put him more on all bicep without letting him use the other muscles. Just basically, if he's 100% supinated, he'll be all bicep. So I'm sliding forward a little bit, sliding forward, really trying to just take away every bit of pronation I can. And then right here, I probably could have kept going, but it's pretty inefficient for me. So I slide all the way forward, really get that wrist all the way turned up, and am able. I think I hear it was Volmer shouting in the background to get on top of it. So I jump up and get my shoulder behind it and just press down right here, so you can see transition up into that press and just finish the match right there. But pretty good pulling all around. Very strong guy. Now, at some point during this, Anthony was supposed to go up against Caleb for the next spot. Both having one loss, the loser getting kicked out, but Caleb, I believe, dropped out. He was just in a lot of pain, not fully recovered. You don't arm wrestle, so it's an extremely painful sport. So he dropped out, which put Anthony and me in a rematch for first spot. And this is something where not only did I feel pretty good going up against him outside, and pretty much where experience comes into play. So I guess Anthony, if you're watching, this is something for you experience wise. After that wrist fails the first time, it's going to fail worse and worse and worse every time after that. It's just never as strong as it was before you had it opened up. So he needed to make some adjustments here, but I'm not sure he knew that. He pretty much, I believe, went with the same strategy as did I, since it worked well and I knew his wrist was compromised. So here it was just going to be straight back top roll, establish that cup real quick, and then post drag back. And there's his wrist went from being flat to all the way back. He actually thought that I stopped pulling after the pin. He didn't realize I hit the pin and he thought he came back. But it was a good match. Just, I think he can do pretty good once he gets a good team to work with and learns these little tricks. So last match I have here is Anthony again. This will be for the finals right-handed, and did not feel as confident here. I actually tested the inside waters a little bit, the setup, and I actually thought he didn't feel as strong inside as he did with his left. Maybe that's my right-handed being strong, but I just, like I said, I kept saying earlier, my tendon is just in a lot of pain. I try and do that, I'm going to be down for weeks. So I want to go outside, but his wrist and fingers felt way stronger right-handed. It just didn't feel like it was going to be good. I flopped down there, tried to regrip over top. I almost have it. I have a better regrip, but that's painful to watch. It was painful when it happened. Even with getting the regrip and being on top of his hand, I still wasn't breaking that arm. It was still had a nice lock to it. So we're going to the straps. I know I'm in trouble because generally that more of that powerlifting build, you get in the straps, you can access the bigger muscles. And I just know he's going to be a lot stronger he's going to have a lot more containment. So racing through my head what to do. If I could go back, I would press, but it would probably be bad for me. So I go with the only move I have. I hate being one-dimensional, but injuries. So he feels really good in the strap, and go, and yeah, there's no budging that. Looking back at it, I mean, my foot position was all off. I pretty much, I don't know, I kind of feel like I just gave up. Like he with how he felt in the strap, I was like, there's no way this is gonna happen this time around. So love to get a rematch, Anthony, sometime once I'm all healed up. But congratulations on taking first place, and that would be all my amateur matches. First place left-handed, second place right-hand, and Anthony actually had the exact opposite. Second place left hand, first place right. Oh, very last thing of the day, we have pro under 200 pound, and of course I get matched up with Caleb again. Like all I pulled was all these other people, and we keep getting the same people. That's how the brackets worked out. Caleb actually wasn't going to do this, and I talked him into it. We're both hurting, both really beat up. So, it's one more. My left was feeling really good. We get up there, and want to go with that quick inside game like I have been. But his wrist was just not feeling as strong as it had been the other pulls. So we go, I take the wrist right away, almost have the pin, and then he gets this damn weird bicep lock, and we slip out. And I think that's actually where I got injured. I didn't feel bad, but I guess, I mean, a little bit, a little bit of pain. You have that adrenaline going, and I think that's where I got injured because we get strapped up, and as soon as I go, I have zero strength at all. And I am just in extreme pain and kind of just let it go and had to drop out of the tournament after that. It's been almost a week, and my left arm is still pretty hurt. So I think I have a really bad bicep strain. But yeah, normally what I should have done, we'll let this play out real quick because it's pretty quick. They say go, and I just have zero strength left at all, and that bicep is completely gone. And every second after this, the pain just starts coming. I mean, it wasn't too bad at the table. There's just nothing, and then it's more and more, and it's. Caleb actually went on. I think he took second or third in that pro class, so good for him. But if we go back to the initial poll, what I should have done here, because I took everything right there, and that was so close to a pin. I think I rewatched this a few times just to see how close that was. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Can't go back either way. For me, setting up inside, I still kind of went outside. I was just, once again, need more practice on a setup. But right here, I pretty much have two options. One's let go, which I ended up doing. Kind of wish I wouldn't have, except the second one is if I would have taken my wrist and supinated it in and really jammed it into his wrist bone. And pretty much that would have put my body up against his bicep lock there. And if I could have done that, if I would have did that, it would have either, I would have put myself in a compromised position where either one of us is getting pinned, but no one's running away. But I didn't do that, and these slips are probably one of the most painful things. Your bones, tendons, ligaments, it all just feels like one giant rubber band. But I had to drop out after that. Either way, congratulations to everybody. It was a lot of fun. One, I appreciate it. Looking forward to the next one. And just wanted to thank everybody for watching, just trying to give a little bit of insight into what it's like, the little tiny techniques that I think a lot of people miss when they see this stuff. And also, I feel like analyzing this stuff kind of helps me really pay attention to what I'm doing to hopefully get better in the future.